Imagine waking up each morning with a profound sense of joy and peace. Close your eyes for a moment and picture it. How does your body feel? What about your mind, the vibrancy of your energy, your health? Now hold on to that sense of joy as you open your eyes. What if I told you that each moment you're joyful, you're actually slowing down your aging and optimizing your well-being and longevity? Today, I will show you how embracing joy can not only transform your life, but optimize your health and well-being. Growing up, my mother would say, "Khosh bash." "Khosh bash" in Farsi means be joyful. She meant don't let the fetters of this earthly life weigh you down and age you. She wasn't just imparting to me well wishes, she was imparting to me a profound wisdom, the depth of which I really didn't understand until much later in life, as I began exploring the science of longevity and its intersection with the science of joy. I have learned that khosh bash can mold the trajectory of our health, of our relationships, of our longevity, and even of our future generations. As a licensed naturopathic physician specializing in regenerative medicine, I have been driven by two fundamental questions. Do we have control over our aging? And if yes, how? Do we slow down the aging process to maintain our youth? For 3 decades, I've explored the science of aging and unraveled hundreds and thousands of stories that defy conventional wisdom. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between conventional advice and your own personal beliefs and values? I'd like you to meet my mother, Nahid. Nahid approached life with this extraordinary blend of humor, of resilience, of truthfulness, integrity, and courage. When faced with difficult situations, she would make a witty remark, crack a joke, and smile with a mischievous glint in her eyes. Her goal was to uplift herself and others and to create joy, even in the midst of drama. One day, during a busy clinical afternoon, I received a call from Nahid. I had to sit down for a moment, brace myself, as she shared with me something no daughter ever wants to hear. She had been diagnosed not with one, but with 2 very aggressive stage 3 cancers. My heart sank. I felt like my worst nightmare was coming true as she shared her bleak prognosis, 1 year or less with chemo and radiation, and even less without. Her humor and joy was a beacon of light, even in the darkest moments. She was following her own advice, khosh bash, and that brought me joy, peace, and strength. You see, Nahid's approach to life was shaped by her grandmother, Bibi Rezvan Vargai. Bibi was this legendary physician, an extraordinary woman in her time. She was compassionate, courageous, full of integrity, and resilient. You see, Nahid learned from Bibi to be bold and courageous, to trust her principles, to search for her truth, and to question conventional wisdom. She learned to follow her path and trust her core inner values. So when it came to deciding between therapies, of course, Nahid chose those that aligned with her inner principles. Instead of barely surviving for less than a year, Nahid thrived for over 9 years, traveling and working, drinking coffee at her favorite coffee shop, taking walks by the seaside, and embracing and cherishing moments with her grandchildren, children, and her family and friends. Her defiance of medical odds wasn't just about surviving. It was a testament to the transformative power of joy and longevity. Nahid's commitment to joy and optimism, even in the face of adversity, taught me the essential importance of joy in creating our health and our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. She taught me that living in the present moment, letting go of the fear of the future, and not being stuck to the dramas and traumas of the past is where we find joy, where we find choshbash, where we find the secrets to graceful aging. Joy is more than an emotion. It is a powerful state of being, of the highest frequency, the most profound, the most powerful state we humans can experience. We find joy in the meaning and purpose of our life. We find joy in our authentic connections and in our interpersonal relationships. We find joy in our personal reflections and in service to others. We find joy in our work when we view our work as a form of service. Joy is that quiet voice within your head that says, I love you. I see you. I hear you. You belong. Joy is like a boomerang. The more you give it away, the more it comes back to you. Scientific research supports what Nahid had intuitively understood. Joy has a profound impact on our cellular health. When we are joyful, our immune system seems to get activated. We tend to regenerate our cells, and our stress and hormones like cortisol diminish. And even more, a state of joy can activate our gene expression. A joyful state can even reduce inflammation, slow down our aging, and improve our overall health and longevity. A study looking at 160,000 women from diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds found that those who embraced joy tended to live longer, an average of 8 years longer, with overall better health. And another 2022 study found 53% of those who embraced joy tended to live well into their 90s with overall excellent health. Joy seems to act as a protective shield against heart disease. It's been linked to improving our heart health, our circulation, and resilience. One of my favorite teachers, spiritual teachers, ABAAHP says, joy gives us wings. In times of joy, our strength is more vital, our intellect keener, and our understanding less clouded. We seem better able to cope with the world. He further says, our reality is our thoughts. So when we choose positive thoughts, we are choosing to create a joyful reality. So joy becomes a conscious choice. When we are choosing joy, we are choosing to propel ourselves and our reality towards a more youthful and healthier version. But how do we nurture joy? Besides eating an organic, plant-based, Mediterranean, whole foods diet and living a healthy lifestyle, I have learned that there are 2 essential drugs that we can use to give us that high of joy: THC and LSD. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not referring to marijuana or hallucinogens. I'm referring to two sets of virtues that we each can adopt to create joy, to optimize our longevity and health. THC stands for truthfulness, humor, and courage. Truthfulness is the foundation of all virtues. When we search for our truth and embrace it, we herald in joy. Humor is finding that lightness and laughter in everything, especially the challenging situations. Did you know that laughter has the same physiological benefits as exercise? Laughter increases our circulation, improves oxygenation to our tissues, activates dopamine, and laughter is indeed great medicine, and God loves laughter. Courage, like Bibi and Nahid practiced, is to have the guts to search for our truth and to stand up for our values, even if it means going against the conventional norm. LSD are the 3 action items to THC. LSD stands for learning, service, and detachment. Now, learning is when we engage in gaining new knowledge or a new skill, like a new dance step or a new recipe. When we learn, we activate all these brain neurons. We force ourselves to go beyond our comfort zone. And we even unveil the hidden treasures within ourselves. We create excitement about life. We push ourselves to go beyond, to promote brain flexibility. Learning keeps our minds agile. My grandmother, Maman Safa, this is Nahid's mother, was a great example of how learning creates longevity and joy. When she was in her 60s, she lost her husband to the Baha'i persecutions in Iran and was forced to escape her home country, ended up in Spain, where she learned fluent Spanish. In her 80s, she immigrated to Canada, lived alone, and learned fluent English. A few days before she passed, I visited her, and she said, "My dear child, it's only been 10 days I've been feeling old." She was 94. And service. Service is all about giving unconditionally. When we serve others, when we give them a smile or a hug, or bake them a cookie, we are activating the release of this hormone called oxytocin from our brains. Oxytocin is a key longevity hormone. It's that first hormone that newborns release to create bonds with the mother. Oxytocin is powerful. It's an antioxidant. It helps us build relationships and community. And of course, my favorite D. D for detachment. Detachment is all about letting go of our fears, our worries, our prejudices, our perceptions, our understandings, maybe even of our perfectionism and parasitic relationships. When we let go of the control, of our need to control, we usher in joy. We allow life to flow. By consciously choosing THC and LSD, we choose to cultivate joy. And by cultivating joy, we usher in new possibilities of well-being, of longevity, of health. I challenge you. In moments of crisis, will you choose truthfulness? Will you embrace humor and face challenges with courage? Will you adopt a humble posture of learning and a mindset of service and detachment? Will you navigate the river of life using THC and LSD as your guides? Will you let go and go with the flow? Will you create new possibilities of joy? Do you remember my mother's wise words, hoshbash? Don't let life's challenges weigh you down and age you. Reach for joy, reach for hoshbash, because when you do, you're not only adding years to your life, but a joyful life to your years. So hoshbash, be joyful. Thank you.